see me. And we are live. Everybody,
My
here we
loins are
go.
girded.
Gird your loins.
Girded.
Nancy was like, did
Yeah,
she say that? And I guess she
yeah,
did.
yeah, my loins are girded.
Ooh. So, everybody, happy Monday. And a Sunday butterfly. I like detective stories too. And it's so interesting that Jax put that in there because I've been itching to get back to try writing another one of my books. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Something to do with detective and paranormal and all that good witchy stuff. So, hello everybody. It's another Monday. Nancy and I hope you had a lovely weekend, and just wanted to know when's dinner, Jax. I'm up for
Yeah.
burgers anytime, so sounds good to me. And just send me the GPS coordinates. But yeah, and we have ascending butterfly, universal butterfly, excuse me, sweetheart. We have butterfly here with us. Um, and yes, the hollow. That sounds cool. The hollows reminds me of the hollows too from Harry Potter. So the good, the bad, and the undead. See, I'm not big into zombies. I've never liked zombies, or vampires.
Oh, but vampires are so sexy.
I don't
Yeah.
know about
They
someone
are.
sucking your blood out of your body and drinking. I don't know. But
No,
anyhow,
no.
I digress. I did like the Twilight series, but I was there mostly for the native werewolf boys. So, Well,
Ah,
not boy, not the young ones,
the
but the older
truth
ones.
comes out. You heard it first, right
Yes.
here.
So, and Butterfly says, "How pretty you both look." Well, I just got out of the shower, so. And see,
Well,
Nancy, I told you
I'm,
you look nice.
I am headed to the shower after this. My nap was too long, and I didn't have a chance to do it, so my hair is kind of funky. But thank you very much.
I think it's cute. So,
Thank you.
everybody, how are everyone? How blah, 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 how is everyone doing on this full moon, which is a super moon, and it is in the sign of Aries. Um, I know we're mainly focusing on sacred feminine, but I did want to share a little bit about today's full moon because I thought this was very interesting, and this is the energy that Jax immediately brought into our show because Aries is a fire sign, and it says here. The Aries in full moon on 6 is anything but subtle. Are you ready for the heat? So it's time to turn it up. Aries is the zodiac's trailblazer, and when the moon peaks in this sign, everything feels bigger, louder, and hotter. This
Mm.
energy doesn't wait, it demands action. So I think that's kind of the energy Jax is
Yeah.
bringing in with us today. Um, Not going into too much because they have different, about love, relationships, careers, and everything. But here it says the full moon, and of course, this is going to be intensified with it being a super moon as well. And it says here emotions erupt like sparks, truths
Mm.
surface, secrets spill, and you can't ignore what rises. Woo! So it also says the full moon is your cosmic push to drop toxic baggage, cut ties with fake friends, and claim your space unapologetically. It's about stepping into your power, even if it shakes things up.
Oh, I like that.
And if
Stepping
you
into
want,
your power. That's very powerful. I mean, that really
mm,
is. I
and
mean,
if you
because
want,
we're all more powerful than we know.
mm-hmm. And there are days sometimes we don't feel it. And I know speaking for myself, there are days when I feel absolutely powerless and lethargic and unmotivated and I'm just, and then there are days when, that energy just hits and,
Mm-hmm.
things kind of waking up and I'm like, oh no, okay, no, I do have power. You know what I mean? So sometimes it fluctuates. And if you want more to read more on this, it's at www.horoscope.com, and I think it's a good read. If it was just a show on the full moon, I'd share more. So let's see, and they also break into your signs, of how
Mm.
this will affect each sign personally. So if you want to find that out, just go to horoscope.com. And let's see. Interesting in tarot readings, the Tower and Devil cards seem to be coming up quite often. And you would agree, right, Nancy? With that
Well,
Tower?
the Tower is pretty much my soul card. It follows me everywhere I go. And I love it because I can always count on it. And I don't see it as a negative card. I see it as one that is helping me grow.
Yeah. And the energy will always ebb and flow. So surf them waves. So during this full moon, a couple days before, the day of, a couple after, just, tap into that energy
Mm-hmm.
and, like Jack says, ride them waves.
Mm-hmm.
So today, I wanted to talk about Cerridwen, and I asked Nancy if there was a goddess that she wanted to bring and talk about today. And she chose Baba Yaga. So
Yeah.
I'm going to open the floor because I think I have a lot more information on Cerridwen. So I'm just going to let Nancy
Well, there's a
take
lot of
control and run
a
with it.
lot. Well, yeah, I was gonna look up and read about what I found on the internet about Baba Yaga, but then I decided that I would go back to the Dark Goddess Tarot and the guidebook there because, and this is the card of Baba Yaga from that particular deck, and then I have this little card that I got in some order they sent me, and there is a prayer for Baba Yaga, and here she is holding a skull, and her hut is in the background, and her hut is on chicken legs, and people would see her in the woods, and they would go back and report it, and then when they would go back to that space, the hut was not there, but there were these big chicken feet. That left a path because she moved her house. But and also I had something that I wanted to read about from the Sacred Hags Oracle about the house of Yaga. So without any further ado, oh, and later on I do have an advertisement for some tea that I'm drinking in the fall season, and I wanted to mention it to you all because it has just made my autumn perfect. So it's not a paid announcement. It's just what Nancy loves right now. And here is Baba Yaga. Now, in this particular deck, Baba Yaga is the hermit. Okay. And this is what it says. Keep going, knowing the journey does not end. Baba Yaga, the fearsome Russian witch of the woods with iron teeth, bony legs, and a nose so long it rattles the roof of her hut when she snores. That paints a picture, doesn't it?
Sounds like me.
She, she lives in a hut in the trackless forest. Her home has the personality of its own. Its windows are eyes, and it moves about on giant chicken legs. It can follow wherever Baba Yaga chooses to wander in her northern woods. She travels bent and perched inside a giant mortar pestle. She pushes herself across the floor or flying and stirring up the skies with this pestle. Her other hand holds a birch broom to erase the tracks of her passing. She is reclusive with no wish to be disturbed, content as she is with the company of spirits and her faithful, mysterious servants. The bodiless hands she calls soul friends, and her son, and her beloved horsemen, the white, the red, and the black, whom she calls bright dawn, red sun, and dark midnight. Her powers are earthly and old and as encompassing as time. Can you try and get a mental picture of her in these north woods? She may be encountered by a hero undertaking a journey, though her hut is so hidden it's hard to find unless a magical doll or thread shows the way. When they enter her home, they live or die by what they say and do. When they enter for the sake of love or virtue, when they are honest and true to their heart and their purpose, and perform whatever impossible task Baba Yaga sets them to test their purity and intent, they may be able to go on their way without being baked in her stone oven and eaten. They may even be given magical gifts to help them fulfill their original quest. Peoples living within the northern forest of Russia and Finland honor Baba Yaga with stone statues set on tree stumps, often with little huts full of tiny offerings. The statues are asked for advice, and then the petitioner hushes to listen for the words of the wise woman of the woods. And then it says, when Baba Yaga appears, this was in a reading if you got this card, what appear as odd distractions or challenges can bring you to a rewarding place. Trust the momentum of your soul's journey. Do not rethink each step. Do not judge the worth of an experience until you have undergone it. Virtue and honesty may not prevail in sophisticated places, but they do in the forest. Know where to find authenticity. Turn away from false spirits that do not lead you true. Within nature, within your mind, seek out the still and sacred places where magic is heard and felt and seen. Spend enough time to feel this is an integral part of who you are. Learn through experience over instruction. Follow intuition over authority. Ask invisible friends to be your companions. This is a good time to explore or deepen relationships with unseen things. And in the Hag's Oracle, there is, I love this deck. This is the House of Yaga. And this is what it says. Grandmother speaks. Is she you, the bone collector? I see a bit of her in your eyes, if I'm being honest. Are we all not on a return journey to the house of the hag? We all find ourselves suddenly ridden with wild and otherworldly nostalgia, suddenly struck by homesickness for the house of the Yaga, that old Slavic forest witch, in whose moments we have no choice but to return to sacred solitude, to our home brews, to our most soulful witchcraft that no one else will understand. They don't need to, after all. And the morning practice for the House of Yaga is take stock on this new day of the recent moments when you were sure magic existed in the world. Write down as many as you can. Log the synchronicities. Track everything from spells come true to the seemingly mundane coincidences. This is an essential practice. Witches want proof, and our world grants us that proof time and time again. We need only acknowledge it. Such a practice is a hag practice. It requires that we see what others refuse to. Make a commitment to noticing magic today, to seeing the spontaneous moments when the mystery winks at you, when the cosmic infinite gives you a nod. And the moonlight ritual, pagan prayers of the prodigal witch. Speak these words tonight at your bedside. Witch and imagine countless other wildlings speaking them with you. Grandmothers whose names I do not know, tonight I pray to you. I pray I remember the ways of the storytelling crone and tap into a more mythic memory. I pray you find me in my dreams and speak witch to me. I pray you sing to me in a deeper sleep with your heathen tongue. And I pray with my whole heart and soul, I pray that I wake the wildest version of myself I have ever been. So mote it be. The wildest version of myself that I've ever been. I love that. And that's what I have on Baba Yaga. I don't find her scary.
No.
I find her, I don't know, an awesome hag.
I think there were some also when I was, early on when I was younger, learning about goddesses, that sometimes she's kind of almost considered like a female Santa, because if the kids were good in the
Mhm.
village, she would fly around in her cauldron or her um, um, oh,
Mortar and
the
pestle, her
mortar
mortar.
and pestle.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of that word. The mortar and pestle, and would deliver gifts, to the good children. So, all righty. And we've had Jackie B join us.
Hey.
Christina Colley has joined
Hey.
us. And I'm absorbing all that wonderful information. So I have quite a bit, and I'm thinking wondering if I should cut back a little bit because a lot of us know who Cerridwen is. She is the Welsh goddess, and her name is spelled in a multitude of ways. When I did look up a pronunciation, the most used, or the one that's, I think, the English version, or the one that's most used, is Cerridwen. So you're putting the emphasis on the rid in the middle of her name. So it's like K or Cerridwen.
Hmm.
Um, and so a lot of us know her from the stories of her chasing after Gwen, her making her magical brew of inspiration for her son, who was born hideous, and this was supposed to give him beauty and um, the beautiful word of poetry, the spoken word. Because her daughter, in her name, let me pull this up really quick so I can pronounce it properly. Her daughter, Rui, um, she was born of beauty, and she was the one that was born with all the beautiful gifts of beauty. She was easy to look at. She had beauty, she had wisdom, she had everything that, if you think about the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Basically, Afagdu, her son, was basically, Danny DeVito, and Marie would have been, Schwarzenegger, with all the positive qualities, and the one with the negative. So she wanted to create a brew for her son and it took like a year and a day. And just as it was ready to bubble, the one who was looking after it, I believe his name was Grewin or Gwian, and Gaelic Welsh names are very hard to pronounce. So I don't mean to offend not being able to pronounce properly, but Gwian, when that thing jumped and spit out of the cauldron, he automatically, ow, and he ended up getting everything that was supposed to be for a Fagdu. And so the story goes how Cerridwen chased him, and she shape shifted into all these different animals until she was able to get him and eat him as a kernel of grain, and which later, when he was rebirthed from her, became the well-known poet Taliesin. So she's very extensive story on her. So I found a lot of information about her on learnreligions.com. I have things on her in my books, but I want to share a did you know about her. And it says Cerridwen has powers of prophecy and is the keeper of the cauldron of knowledge and inspiration in the underworld. So again, she's connected as well with the underworld. There are theories among some scholars that Cerridwen's cauldron is in fact the Holy Grail, for which King Arthur spent his life searching. So there's another aspect to that. And her magical cauldron held a potion that granted knowledge and inspiration. However, it had to be brewed for a year and a day to reach its potency. And something that I wanted to share with that when I was younger and when I wanted to start working to become a witch, to be able to study paganism, Wicca, the lessons you studied for a year and a day, and your teacher would then go ahead and see if you had studied enough, and then you could do your priestessing ceremony if you wanted, or I'm not sure how it would be for males, but it was required a year and a day of study to see if this path was right for you. And so it's just a very extensive a reading on Cerridwen, and let's see her. So I don't want to repeat myself here. She's associated, of course, with transformation. She's both mother and crone, and though it's some traditions, it's changed. In particular, those who embrace a feminist spirituality often honor her. Um, and so, Judith Shaw of Feminism and Religion says, when Cerridwen calls your name, know that the need for change is upon you. Transformation is at hand. It is time to examine what circumstances in your life no longer serve you. And I'm going to stop right there really quick because this full moon in Aries, that's the energy, letting go of toxic energy, toxic friendships, fake friends, fake people in your circle, and to be able to let go of those toxic things in your life that no longer serve you. So I love the parallel, and I just saw that with this. So this is perfect. Um, and so something must die so that something new and better can be born. And again, this is that time of year when the um the oak king, is it the oak king? One it's awful, I can't think of it, but there's a time when the oak king rules and then the holly king rules. So right now the oak king is in the process of sacrifice, of dying to the goddess, so that he can be reborn next year through the grains and the seeds for the harvest. And so there's that battle of, the oak king with the yule king. And so his time of year, the 6 months, is up, and now the Yule King will be taking over for the darker, colder parts of the year. Um, so here, planting your seeds of change and pursuing their growth with a seedless energy of your own. And so, yeah, I recommend learnreligions.com. This is wonderful. And really quick, I did see that some people came in. What the Fae? Who let her in here? My goodness. Hey, girl, how are you? I think you have off on a Monday this month, don't you, Ginger? Where you don't have school because of a holiday. Let me and Nancy know. Love to have you back on again to hang out with us. Um, I see Keith has joined us. Hello. And Pamela. Oh, we had a lot of people popping.
And
Pamela
flowing
Bachelor's
is
here.
here. Yes.
Mona Lay is here. Oh, let's see. Christina, Jackie B. And so let me just catch up here. Oh, yep. And there's Carmelo. And Carmela's here. I'm glad. Oh, it's so good to see you again in chat, Carmela. We have really missed you.
Yes.
What the Fae, Nancy?
Yeah.
What the Fae? I don't know. What did you do? What the Fae, Nancy? So, moving forward, she is, I don't know if I mentioned, she is Welsh. She's Celtic, but she's of Welsh. Um, and I love something that Colette Baron Reed wrote in her book. And now Colette's, when she did the deck of Goddess Power with Jenna, it came her approach was, the very model, very glitzy, very ethereal. So I don't. Yes, I do have that. So this would be considered what? Well, in the deck, this would be Cerridwen, and it's still beautiful. It's still lovely. But I loved the. And where did I put the card for? So in the Goddesses of the World deck, Cerridwen was shown as her crone self, which I thought was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that.
And so, but what Colette wrote, and I thought was really powerful, very poetic, was she is here to remind you of the power that resides in the womb of your heart and the chalice of your mind. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, I love that.
So I had to write that down. I thought that was amazing.
Repeat that,
So
Heather. I need to write that down.
okay. Okay, so
Please.
Cerridwen is here to remind you of the power that resides in the womb of your heart and the chalice of your mind. Yeah. And from the Goddess of the World, Now, with this barcode, it gave a lot of information as well. Due to time constraints, I won't pull up, but if you can get this deck, it's amazing. With this little barcode, is they take you to a website where they go a little bit more in depth. Excuse me, my hair's sticky. Goes more into in depth. But I love too what they put here in Cerridwen, and here is embracing life's lessons.
Mm.
The wise Welsh goddess of the cauldron invites you to embrace the journey of inner alchemy. I love it, the journey of inner
Mm.
alchemy. Allow change to come into your life and welcome the lessons it brings, for they are the keys to growth and wisdom. Learn to transform challenges into opportunities, discovering the magic within yourself. So, Cerridwen is somebody you can go to, but she's going to remind you that wisdom, all the answers are within yourself. And now this one I have to keep. I have not to keep. I have to share. So I have my Goddess Book of Days, and I was like, wow, because they don't give an introduction and where an index of where which each goddess is on what page. And I was like, oh my goodness, I know Cerridwen's in here. Where is she? I opened up the book, and there she was.
Uh,
So it wasn't hard to be able to find that. So in this book, Cerridwen, um, keep the focus on what you can control yourself. And it says her name means both cauldron and fortress, and wisdom is what she contains. The Celtic Welsh goddess of magic lived on an island in the middle of a lake. She was an enchantress, a shapeshifter, and a shaman healer. And that's interesting, shaman healer, because when I just before I looked down, I saw that Ginger had typed in a nerdy healer, and then I looked down and I saw shaman healer. So I thought that was interesting. And
mm-hmm.
hello, Julie. Um, in her magical cauldron, she brews up herbal elixirs for all occasions while composing riddles that lead to mystical knowledge. Cerridwen, I'm trying to pronounce her name properly, a true wise witch, carefully observes the cosmic configurations of moon, stars, and planets for guidance on ingredients. Celtic myth tells how Gwion stole her magic brew from her, and a legendary chase began. Rebirth heralds the end of the story, in which he turns into Taliesin. Invite Cerridwen into your kitchen to help make magic. All rituals begin with strong intentions, good intentions. Take a few minutes to write an outcome you desire, remembering that no spell can be used to change anyone else. Language uses us as much as we use it. I love that. Language uses us as much as we use it. So choose your words very carefully. Use a red pen, write slowly, putting your mind on meaning. Find a bowl if you don't have your own cauldron handy. And right now, Michael's has these. They are adorable. And I grabbed myself one, and they're ceramic. So I highly recommend. They're well made, and I love my little new cauldron. Um, so begin with 2 tablespoons of salt and add water. Pay attention to intuitive messages as you stir your magic brew. Repeat your spell 3 times. You can add any herbs, fresh or dried, that you intuitively feel will accentuate and heighten the power of your mix. Simple brews with 1 or 2 ingredients are often best. When done, flush the mix. Or for me, I would like take it out to nature if you can and pour it, as like a libation into the ground. And at the bottom, the affirmation is, I'm the source of my own power. I attract what's best for me. I am living wisdom. And while we're talking about cauldrons really quick, I'll probably want to do a show later on talking about them. I do recommend this book, The Witch's Cauldron by Laura Tempest Zakroff. I've had it for years, and she goes and talks about all different, the history, different types of cauldrons, different spell work you can use, especially for the different Sabbats of the year. It's a wonderful book. I can't wait to revisit it. So um, that's what I have. The Welsh Goddess of Wisdom, Transformation, and Magic. even I'm kind of interested in maybe adding a spot for her to her on my shelf along with the others. So, and speaking of brews, Nancy, perfect segue.
Well, yes, that's just perfect. Um, in the past, Ginger Fay has talked about tea. She loves tea and usually tea and honey, but she talked about this hot cinnamon tea. Well, I didn't really pay attention to her, but anyhow, I was on Amazon looking around for some tea, and I saw hot cinnamon tea, and this is called Hot Cinnamon Sunset. And it's Harney and Sons, and there are 20 sachets. The sachets are those little cute little things that are sort of folded up that you pop in the hot water. And it was like $5.92, and I absolutely loved it. You brew it in hot water, and you don't have to add anything else. And the ingredients, I was telling Heather, um, is black tea, orange peel, natural and artificial cinnamon flavor, cinnamon and cloves. And you don't have to put any sugar or honey in it. It's sweet, just like it is. And I fix this, well, throughout the day because it doesn't have any caffeine in it. And there's something about it that is, to me, so nurturing this time of the year. It's like we were talking, it's like a warm hug. Um, it also has cloves in it. I think I taste cloves. I don't know. Ginger, do you taste cloves in this? Are you still here, Ginger?
Inquiring minds want to know, Ginger.
It is so good. And you can also, well, I like it so well that there are 20 of these sachets. And this is not a paid endorsement. I'm just telling you. This is what the sachets look like. But I ordered a box of 50 tea bags, which was just under $10. And it's just so good. So if y'all are looking for a nice, cozy autumn drink and also a winter drink, because it's just perfect for these chilly mornings that we're going to be having in chilly days, I highly recommend it.
Hot apple cider, hot cocoa weather.
Yeah, it's called
Chai.
Hot Cinnamon Sunset, and it's by Harney and Sons.
And Butterfly says she is jumping on Amazon to order that right now.
It is so good. And when you get it in our next chat, if let us know. I mean, Harney and Sons is a very well
Yeah, I thought they
respected.
sounded familiar. They get them at Barnes and Nobles, Jackie says, and Target now.
Yeah. And I also have one that's called London Fog that's really, really good. And they've just got all kinds. They've even got one that's called New York City. So they're all different kind of flavors. Yeah, New York City.
New York City.
And it's just, I can't say enough about it. So
it's divine.
Yes, it is divine.
So I just love how that just flowed right into talking about cauldrons and brews and teas of inspiration. And with the cinnamon, that's a great way too of, charging that tea with intention. Every time you go to make it, and then when you're drinking it, absorbing that intention
and stirring it clockwise.
Yes, clockwise, because we don't want to do widdershins, because that's like to cleanse and ban like negative energy. So it's going to be in the clockwise to bring in all the positive, wonderful energy.
Hey, Beth.
Beth is here.
Yes.
Hey, women's. Good to see you, my dear, and thank you for letting me know where to purchase it. You are welcome. So Nancy and I are going to open up the floor to readings, and what we're going to do is, if you would like a divine, feminine, sacred feminine reading, the whole drill, the big, me, and then you will get a reading, a message from Baba Yaga from Nancy, and a message from Cerridwen from me. So
okay, what I've done, I've pulled out some of the cards from I have some other cards, other decks that really well, they could be considered sacred feminine decks, I guess, some of them, but not. I'm going to be pulling some cards from the Hags Oracle, the different hags. So, and I've got a few.
We got Jax, we got Jackie B. Give it a few minutes. Mona Lay. And okay, so we can get started, and I should be able to. Oh, and Beth and Butterfly. Ooh, all the requests are coming in, Nancy.
All right.
Okay.
Beth.
So, yep, we have Jax, Jackie, Mona, Beth, and Butterfly. And I brought my Maven Oracle deck with me today. I have my Witch, Woman in Total Control of Herself Oracle. And then for my tarot, I brought my Hush Tarot and my Mystical Moon tarot. So, alrighty, a message. Let's see.
Who are we doing first?
Jax is first.
Okay.
Beth says, I know, Beth, you have the Hush. I was going to use the Hush Tarot for your reading. And Pamela says, I have a travel cauldron that is a cast iron butter melting pot for the barbecue. It's perfect to take up to the mountains. And oh, wow, that's beautiful. I love that. So, message from Cerridwen for Jax. Let's go to. Beth says, by the way, far be it that I enable, but Tarot of Persephone's Garden has a sale on Etsy for damaged boxes. Just saying. Ooh. Oh, and Pamela got her Murder Crows out. That's also on my list at some point. And Jack says, no whammies, no whammies. Oh, Jax, you're too much, girl. Okay, message.
Okay, let's see. You want me to go first, or are you
Sure.
ready? Are you no? Are you ready? If you're ready, you're ready. Oh, you go ahead, and then I'll bring up the rear.
Okay. So we're going to start with your Maven Oracle card first, because I'm looking at the Witch Oracle with your Tarot, and I think they go really well together in that pair. So you got Maple Tree. There is a change coming that is so big, it will shift all that exists. And is that not what we read today about this full supermoon in Aries? This is big energy, they said, coming in. It's big, it's hot, it's extremely, and it's transformative, but it's more of a like a catalyst. It's really going to kick things into gear for a lot of us. So right off the bat, there is a change coming. So, and I think from what we talked about privately and also in chat, I think we all know where that's coming from. So from your Witch Oracle decks, I got Failure's Muse. And this is the card reminding us that what we may consider a failure is actually lessons learned that gives us wisdom. And again, Cerridwen's gift is of transformation, of wisdom. So take that big energy that's coming in, um, use that to tap into what you would consider failures, but see those as lessons and how they can inspire and motivate you moving forwards. And the two tarot cards that go with that is Two of Pentacles. So this is going to take some balancing, but from what I can see, you're able to do that. We just got to get past that sense of failure, of not trusting in ourselves and our intuition. And right now, life is Two of Pentacles. It's a balancing act, balancing finances, security. Pentacles are also health and spirituality as well. So there's a lot on your plate that you are balancing, but your underlying energy, my dear, you are the Queen of Cups. You
Mm.
are that nurturing, mothering energy for those in your circle that so desperately need it. And just a reminder from Cerridwen to show yourself some of that as well. Remember that, how others, you know, it feels like it's in the process of that catalyst of, getting rid of, like in the article said, getting rid of fake friends, getting rid of toxic people in your life. That's how you can nurture yourself, how you can use your Queen of Cups energy, that nurturing, mothering, intuitive abilities that you give to others that you can use for yourself. And that's what I have for you from Carolyn. And give you over to Nancy.
Okay. I think my readings are going to be a little different because of the deck that I'm using. The card that came up for you, Jax, is the Hag of the Salt Altar. Okay. And this is the card of grief. Now, I think, pretty much this is kind of like almost a collective reading because we've all experienced grief in all its forms with different people in our lives. Uh, and we will continue to do so. So, um, grandmother speaks, Jax. We grieve because we loved something so well, be it a soft bodied pet, a relationship, a grandmother, a way of being in the world, or a potent place. We grieve because we were struck completely by this thing and that we have now lost. And we must trust in the medicine of this ache. The human animal grieves, and those things we have lost want the gift of our memories and our stories. Do not let them tell you to wear your black dress for a day and be done with it. Hold that grief so tenderly in your heart and let it mark you. Know that you see the world so much more fully for having met grief, and tell the stories of those losses, of those inherited wounds, the myths that have failed to fruit. And there is a morning ritual here. Um, it is light a candle and face the west. Breathe deeply and complete these prompts as you see fit, not needing to call to mind any one particular loss or edit your thoughts. Let the words stream forth like a healing syrup poured upon a mourner's heart. This is the story of my ache, and I shall call it truer because. Just for now, I'm going to trust I've been made more by my losses than by my wins. I'll walk the world holding it close, for I've named this ache, and then you name it. And then there also is a night ritual where, you go to bed holding your heart. And when you wake up in the morning, you hold your heart. Um, the second card that came with that, Jax, is the card of release. And, you know, when we have any type of loss, um, there's a time when we release some of the pain. We still grieve, but we release the pain, and something comes inside to help make us whole again. It's a long process, but it's a beautiful process, and it takes a lot of time. The final card that I have is from the Healing Heart Oracle, and the card that came up is the Divinely Connected Heart. And it's talking about your angels and your guides, and how when you go to bed, feel their presence and hold your hands over your heart, very much like what this other thing said. I was amazed that this card came out like that. And then when you wake up in the morning, put your hands back on your heart as you begin to start your day, and
Yes.
ask, for your guides and angels to go with you through the day, and to protect your heart, and to make your heart strong. And I love that for you, Jack. That's what I came out for you.
Aw, thank you, Nancy. And going a little bit back up in the chat, Beth said, perfect full moon to release grief and to manifest. Exactly. It is the super full moon. And Moira has joined us. Hello, Moira. And so Jax has said, I feel like I'm in a boss level thing, full circle. That is awesome. You
Yes.
work it, girl. And she goes, oh, interesting. I was given a spirit quest ritual to do. Something, no, similar to this. I hear you, spirit. I'm a coming. Love
Mhm.
that. And a quick update, the tarot of Persephone's Garden discounted are sold out. And said, perfect combo, Nancy. Jack says, you guys are so right on. And thank you so much. And you're welcome, my dear.
Yes.
And even Moira's all smiles and hearts. Thank you, Moira. So up next, we have Jackie B.
Okay.
And I'm all ready for Jackie B. So, Jackie, ooh, you got one of my favorite cards from the Mabin Oracle. You got Crow. And for me, this is my Morgan card. Um, I just absolutely love this card. And Crow says, pay close attention to the winds. There's a message making its way. And right now, I know in our area up here, winds are starting to pick up, with storms and changes in the weather and everything. So when you start to notice maybe the breeze picking up a little bit or enough where it catches your attention, kind of be aware that, ooh, messages are coming towards you. Birds are wonderful symbols and messengers for messages. So if you are feeling that wind or that breeze picking up, and you hear a particular bird or maybe a couple different ones, maybe write them down and go study what they mean in animal totem lore and spiritual meanings and medicine. Especially if it has pockets. Oh, little black dress. Yes, Heather can't fit into a little black dress, but I would love a big witchy. Oh my goodness! If you guys hear that, that was my cat. My cat's been very meowy lately, so that is what we start out with you, Jackie, and then Jackie, you got the Sovereign, and the Sovereign is the woman who is in total control of her life, of her home, of her body, of her thoughts, of her feelings, of her goals, of her dreams, everything. Her life, she is the sovereign um, in her life. And so, Cerridwen's message is saying to you is that I'm feeling that there is going to be a message coming through that's going to help you be able to start taking more control, being in more control of your life. Of No, I'm just going to leave it of your life in all total. Let's take a look at your tarot cards here. So I did get the Two of Pentacles, and I'm using the Hush card, the Hush deck, and it's cute little birds. So here comes the birds. So maybe some messengers, and these two birds are having fun with a grenade. And it's like they pulled the plug, and so oh my goodness. Well, come in here if you want to say hello to everybody, Mouse. And so the Two of Pentacles, again, like the last reading, It's about balancing life. It's balancing, money, abundance, security, stability. But I am going to grab, if I can find it here, where his book is, because I love how, um, where is the book? Oh my goodness, where is my book? Oh, there it is. Because the way Jeremy Hush writes about his animals and how he relates to them. So for the Two of Pentacles, it says here, it's all about balance. Life will always be uncertain, but harmony can be found. So these are sparrows. The sparrows represent simplicity, but they perch atop the bones of others who have failed. Pull the pin and see what the future holds. So I like that little extra added message, and that could be the message coming in that they're telling you about on the wind with the birds. And your underlying energy is the Four of Swords. So this is time to take, this is telling you, Karen's telling you to take time to rest. Time to, with her laying her head on that sword, it's resting, letting her thoughts rest. Sometimes we might have that chatter of our minds, and sometimes it's hard to be able to get the messages or to hear clearly. So this card is talking about taking time to rest, time to meditate, time to dream. And that's the best time when we can receive those messages coming. I don't know if you have strong visual dreams where this is what, is leading with this sword. But yeah, that's what I have. I was going to go on and say more, but she's saying, nope, the message is given. So that's what I have for you. So what you got, Nancy?
Let's see, Jackie B, I have the Hag of the West Sea for you. Look at the ocean there. I've got such reflection. There we go, these shiny cards. And this is what it says. Let's see. It is the card of belonging. She's a deep well of ancestral grief, that sea. When we walk to the waves and let her swallow us whole, we are communing with the vast gray-blue crone spirit who houses much in her salty womb waters. Many ghosts, many tears, and many paradoxical memories of leaving home and returning to that great and majestic mother. To be human is to know the sea, to know that this time of severed lineages makes us all yearn for belonging, and to trust when all else seems to be folly, that we belong to the sea. Go on, my love, remember her. Such mystery there is in her depths, is there not? She is the keeper of treasures and secrets, that sea. She is married to the moon. She is shape-shifted and a sorcerer. If to nothing else at all, you belong to her. And the morning ritual ode to the sea hag faced west, that hallowed direction of the water element and mystery, and whisper pray these words aloud. Just moments before, the bejeweled dawn tore through the amber glow on the horizon. I met the sea hag once more. As a babe, I woke adrift on her softly swaying blue belly, and I looked low into the deep. Wary of toothy sea serpents and finned shadows, I was. But her breath currents were so soothing that I could only feel held by her salt-swollen liquid flesh. Now I wake older, nestled upon her rising tides, struck by wonder, whimsy, and awe, and I know myself as her. And it says, as you drift off to sleep on this sacred night, notice what phase of the moon is in. Hold on to a vision of the moon in that same phase hanging low above the sea. Imagine your body curled up in the warm sand. Hear the intermittent breath of the waves, your lullaby, and listen for the voices of your beloved ancestors long gone. The sounds of the sea are the medium for their messages. Hear them and know that you belong to her and now and to this place and to this time. So this would be, you would visualize this beautiful full moon that is going to happen tonight. And the second card that I have for you, Jackie B, is the card of self-reflection. Um, Looking at yourself and seeing who you truly are and loving what you see with all your heart and soul. And the final card is the card of a patient heart. Move forward and grow. And when you think about your heart, your heart is, this is going to sound, like duh, but your heart has been with you your whole life. And it has, from the moment it started beating, way back when, it continues to beat and it knows you. It knows what you love. It's your essence. It's your soul. And be patient with your heart. Be patient with your heart. Um, and show it some love. Take care of it. That's what I have for you, Jackie B.
All righty. And Jackie says, I am so excited for the full moon.
Me too.
And let's see, My Heart by Paramore. You like Paramore? They had a couple good songs. And Beth said here, it's very rainy and cloudy. I'm not sure if she'll be able to see it. I'll step out tonight, see if I can see anything. And Jack says they're very appropriate lyrics that match this reading. So Jax is giving you a recommendation to listen to the song "My Heart" by the band Paramore. And then let's see. So Jackie B says, "Thank you very much, Nancy." And Mona Lee is next. She says, "I am here." And Mona is very excited for tonight's full moon as well. And Mona, let's talk, girlfriend. So, Mona, I typically don't do reversals, but a card came out reversed, so I'm going to honor it in my tarot deck. But first of all, let's take a look at you, my dear. The Oracle. And to go with the Oracle, I got tea magic. And so I'm going to go on a little bit of a limb here. I don't know if you have been interested in, I don't know what your spiritual path is, or if you're a reader as well, or if you dabble, but the Oracle, Cerridwen is saying you are your own Oracle. It's coming through that with this is that you have very tangible abilities. And I think from looking at the tarot cards, you might be a little hesitant on maybe developing them or working more with them. And I'll get to that in a second. But she's coming around and saying you are an oracle. You are very much in tune with messages from spirits, connected to your intuition, and even with the cards there. I don't know if you've been interested in learning to read or if you have your own. But yeah, but it comes to tea magic. So with the tea magic, I don't know if this is something also that you might have considered in form of divination, not only in cards, but there's tea leaf reading. There's, what is that other one? The one that I can't think of it right now, but the tea leaf reading. Okay, so with the tea as well, not only reading the leaves, but she's showing me because our cup is like a cauldron. Putting the water in, working maybe with some herbs in there, like in that earlier, what I read in the beginning, putting some herbs into a water with the salt, going out under the full moon if possible, and stirring, or even if inside your house with a candle, and start learning how to scry and tap more into that ability. And under tea magic, it says here, reach into your subconscious, pull from the source, and weave magic with intention and the answers will unfold. I mean, you can't get two stronger cards stating that this is something that, she's strongly suggesting to pursue, that you have a lot of natural ability to pursue studying how to do divination. I dabble. Okay, so it is there. However, I'm going to go with the last card, the underlying energy of your tarot, because I got the Six of Wands in reverse. And now, Six of Wands, when it's upright, means success, victory, moving forward with confidence. You have, claimed victory over something. Here, it feels like you are unsure of yourself, unsure of your abilities, and there may have been a moment where some readings, or someone told you some readings, somewhere along the way, something didn't come out as you had seen in the cards. But not to let that, because we're not all perfect readers. And if someone says they're 100% right all the time with readings or picking up on things, then, that's somebody that's, really isn't truthful, because we are going to make mistakes. We're not always going to be able to pick up on things, because there are some things that even spirit may not want us to know. But your other two cards, I have Two of Wands. So it's obvious you're mentioning you dabble in taking tarot classes. So there you go. You are planning, you're strategizing how to get better at reading. And you got the Empress card. And that's all about, the fertility, the creativity, the ability that you have to tap into the earth, to tap into your natural abilities, and just go with it. There's that motivation, that creativity. Be creative too in how you learn. And that's what I have for you. So you're next, Nancy.
Well, I just wanted to say I loved what Pamela said in the it's up in the chat up a little bit.
Here, let me get my.
It says whenever we don't is how it starts.
Okay, whenever we don't recognize the divinity in ourselves or others, remember it is indeed there. We are all divine. We can only move as fast as we can move. Yep. And let's see, just really quick, Mona did say, I dabble, but in tarot school right now. That's wonderful. She's telling you, she's giving you the nudge to pursue it. So, I mean, you can't get stronger cards than that. Kelly Fitzgerald's class, I'm not sure, but she said yes. That's why I'm in tarot school, to learn the tarot better. And I'm there with you, girl. I'm learning better too. So, and Shelby just popped in to say hello. Hello, Shelby.
Hey, Shelby.
And yes, Jax is right. Don't get discouraged. Use your discernment. Alrighty. All yours, Nancy.
Well, there's a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You ask this crone. Goodness gracious. Mona Lee, the card that came out for you from the Sacred Hag's Oracle is the Hag of Storms. She has a weathered face, doesn't she? She looks like she's been through a lot. Grandmother speaks. The world has yet to show you its true majesty, and there are many unseen and unnamed forces at work coming together to hold you so strongly, then falling into mist once again. Chaos exists, my love. There is no doubt about it, but even within each chaos, there is an order unknown to us. It must be so. We cannot know all, or our worlds would be starving for mystery and darkness. Such miraculous beauty is there in the storm. It does not feel sweet, I know. Letting lightning strike you in just the right way, being baptized in the torrent and sent to swim in the raging waters. Think of how chaotic birth feels to the babe, how unexpected and wondrous and terrible. Birth is a storm of womb water and blood, tears and thunderous roars. Neither mother nor babe makes it out of birth unchanged by the chaos, unmarked by the primal scream. What storms are blowing through your life now are a means to birth, and this is all that can be known now amidst the chaos. The morning ritual is poetry in the storm. Whatever the weather, Imagine there is a storm promising to grace the world outside your window. Hear the thunder and smell the impeding rain. It comes. Speak these words into the pregnant sky. The clouds hang low like heavy smoke, come to snuff the fires of the world. And I watch from my window while the wind begins to toss the grasses, sending them into a wild, ecstatic dance. The dead leaves have no choice but to surrender to this looming weather, and they are my kin. I shall let this lightning have its way with me. I am this storm's child, and I shall surely be reborn into a softer shape once the chaos gives way to calmer skies. The second card that I got for you is the card of peace. After the storm, there is peace. And the third card that I got for you is the hopeful heart. And I want you, what struck me by this is the color, how all the colors of the different cards to me seem to sort of blend together. They have that red color. And when I look at this hopeful heart, I think about how hopeful you are for what you are doing right now and what you want to do in the future, and how the roots of what you are doing are embedded in your heart. You're that committed about it, and it will go with you for the rest of your life. And with the light, I see something beautiful coming your way, Mona. And that's what I have for you. I love storms. I love storms, the power of them.
Mm-hmm.
I come from a storm loving family. My mother did, and her mother did. And
And Mona's, oh, sorry.
no, I was just saying storms are very precious to me.
Mm-hmm. And Mona says, I'm laughing about that Hague card, Nancy. So she loves that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Kat has joined us. And Shelby wanted to share something with us. Just
Oh.
wanted to say that I have a speech for my speech class, and my topic is going to be about the goddesses and how they connect. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you are going to do very well. I'm going to be talking mainly about how we have different goddesses from different places but have similar energies, like Aphrodite and Freya.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to let us know how that goes.
I love
And
that, Beth. Look at those colors. Yeah.
yep, red, Mars, and Aries, full moon. You got it, Beth. And let's see. Alrighty, so everyone's saying that's going to be a great topic.
Doesn't it look like there's a moon in the center of this heart?
A little bit, yeah. That's one of my favorite cards in that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
It's got a lot of beautiful images in there. So up next is Beth.
Okay.
And then we have Butterfly and Pamela. And that will be the end of our readings for this evening. You doing okay energy-wise, Nancy?
Let's see. We've got Beth, and then we have Butterfly, and then we have Pamela.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, Beth, I was told to grab the book for your card, and I got Medicine Woman. And look at that bear, the raven. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite cards. And she is, of all things, a beautiful crone. So, again, with Cerridwen also being mother and crone, this message is coming through to you from her. And it says here that now is the time for self-healing through the wisdom of the medicine woman who lives in you. And Cerridwen, her cauldron, and her abilities, her gifts are of wisdom and transformation. Like the raven is connected to the material world and the underworld, so is your surface wound tied to the deep internal realm of emotion. So I'm going to read that again because that's really powerful. Like the raven is connected to the material world and the underworld, so is your surface wound tied to the deep internal realm of emotion. She urges you to kindle the warm, gentle ember of unconditional self acceptance with the fierce love of a mama bear who protects with tooth and claw of boundaries. Hers is the voice that warns you to get up from the table when love is no longer served and to go where you are celebrated rather than showing up again and again where you are merely tolerated. Earl, I know what that feels like. So it says here, a witch knows her knows her first and best healer is her own self. So this is what she's reiterating. This is time of taking self-care, taking care of your needs, and not letting anybody interfere with that. Your Maven card also is one of my favorite cards from the deck, is Falling Leaves. Let go of the things that weigh heavily on you. You deserve to take up space. So those two cards go together. Self-care, letting people, a lot of that's kind of resonating for some of the readings today. It's about letting go of toxic relationships, fake friendships, people in our life that no longer serve us, even thought patterns. All of this is things that we need to let go of, like the leaves, and where we let those negative things out of ourselves makes more room for us to take up that space. Things that are beautiful about us that we love to do, our creativity, how we choose to love, how we choose to think, how we choose to practice spiritually. We make room for who we truly are, authentically who we are. And now, your tarot cards, I saw you comment, but I'm going to focus right now on your tarot cards. There is, and I asked my pendulum too for a little bit of clarification, there is an overall underlying energy of the King of Swords. And that King of Swords, looking at the card that's next to it, because typically a King of Swords is an energy, a person who rules or dictates. I don't say dictates, but rules from a place that's grounded in truth and speak clear. They speak clearly. They communicate clearly, but in truth, in a way they communicate. And this individual whom you felt was speaking their talk, walking their talk, presents something very different to you. And I get that from the Five of Swords. And so there was you know, this individual created this event or the situation where it was either bullying, where you had to walk away, where it was all or nothing with this individual. To me, this also is very much part of a narcissist card. It's, having that person having to win at all costs to prove they were right, you were wrong, da 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 da. So that negative, these two cards feel like, and I asked my pendulum if this was an actual male, and I got yes. I wanted to verify that. So this medicine woman, healing yourself, falling leaves, getting rid of what is no longer serving you, has to stem a lot from this toxic male individual that was either it was far in the past. This could be karmic, but I'm feeling that this is something that, I don't know if it was recent, but something in a recent past where you're still working on healing from, doing that shadow work. So this is the perfect time of season to do that, Beth. And I'll give you over to Nancy.
Beth, the card that I have for you is Hag of the Oak Grove. And I don't know, this just, when this came out, I thought that, yeah, that makes sense to me, not even having read it. This is the card of knowledge. And Grandmother speaks. Why so somber, beloved? Why so serious? There is much joy in all your wisdom, is there not? Why, just think of all you know, all the completed and colorful jigsaw puzzles you keep stored inside that grand cathedral of soul you have been building for lifetimes upon lifetimes. Knowledge does not equate to bitterness. The more you know, the less certain you are of yourself, of the world, of humanity's place in its grand, swirling cosmic design. Sometimes you know so much, all you can do is let your belly wobble in laughter. Go on, cackle for me. All knowledge is available to you now. You already know the answer. Stop taking yourself so seriously and go commune with an oak tree. Those old wise doorways to all that is, to all that might be, have been watching the strange animals called humans for millennia, after all, and they know a thing or two about spiritual maturity. Think of how much wisdom there is in a genuine, unperformed laugh. Then let yourself, your soul, be amused by this world of ours, if only for a fleeting and blessed moment. And the morning ritual is sipping oak medicine. Gather your journal and a writing utensil, then sit in a comfortable position. Rock from side to side for just a few breaths. Grant your body the solace of a low hum. Close your eyes and envision your back against a mighty oak, an old and knotted ancient that stands in the circle with more of those hallowed trees. Feel the bones of your back press into the bark. See fallen acorns strewn all around you. Hear the leaves rustling above the roots drinking below. Sense the spirit of the oak on your tongue. Taste the knowledge of the trees. Then, staying in this state of presence, when you feel ready, open your eyes and free write as if you are channeling the wisdom of the oak mother. Let the words of the oak be your medicine for the day. You might begin with the prompt or create your own. And the prompt, Beth, is come, child. You already know where to find whatever that is. And this card came up for you, Beth, and I absolutely love it regarding the oak tree because to me, this shows how much you love the mother. And you were holding on to your commitment um, to honor Mother Earth and to love her and to be her advocate. I think this is such a beautiful card. I mean, this has just really touched me when the card is called Resistance. And, you know, it's like you're holding on to what is important to you regarding the beauty that we have all around us, that people are so busy that they don't see, that they don't drink it in. Um, the beautiful goddess Gaia. And the final card is a knowing heart. And this is a card of intuition. And I believe all three of these cards go together. Um, listen, listen to your heart. Listen to that voice that gives you the wisdom and the knowledge that you need to live in this world. And that's what I have for you, Beth.
That was beautiful. She says, this makes sense to me too, Nancy. And she says, love this. And Butterfly, amazing readings. She said, two beautiful, talented ladies. Thank you. And what deeply moving cards. Yes. So, wow. Yeah. So, Beth, thank you for letting us read for you. Thank you, everybody, for letting us read for you. Up next, we have Butterfly, and I am all set for Butterfly. And, you know, when we say we can't make these things up, your witch card is Empress of Pleasure. And Beth said, wow, thank you. And you're so welcome, Beth. So, Butterfly, we got Empress of Pleasure. And on your Maven card for mead and wine, it says here, your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. So these cards are just matching up incredibly well tonight. So the Empress of Pleasure is about, so Cerridwen's message is going through this transformation, and allowing yourself to experience all the pleasures in life that you enjoy. This comes from, as mentioned in the book, being able to pleasure ourselves, being able to pleasure us through um, taking, sensual warm baths, going and having a massage, going and, listening to music, doing anything that touches our senses, going out and buying a satin, pajama set or something, whatever makes you feel sensual and beautiful. This card is saying this is this will help with the transformation, the process of what you're doing in life right now, what you are finally embracing at this time. And your mead and wine card, again, enjoying drink, food, good company, things that make you happy. And of course, moderation as always, because we don't want that to turn into, like the devil card where we become, attached or addicted to certain things. This one is about continuing to embrace everything that brings you pleasure, that brings you joy, that brings you happiness. Even sipping a little bit of mead, sipping a little bit of wine, whatever it is. Um, and the tarot cards kind of go and kind of reflect this. So again, I got another reversal, which I'll honor. And I got the Five of Cups. And traditionally, the Five of Cups is about sadness, depression, regret, being stuck and unable to move forward because of things that have caused these emotions within us. However, this came out reversed. So for me, this could possibly be you're seeing what needs to be released, you're working on what needs to be letting go and starting to move forward. And I got the Three of Swords as your top card. So you obviously went through something that was extremely painful, that was very heartbreaking, something that, you're working on mending, your heart, your entire being. And by, embracing things that bring us pleasure, it helps us move past that grief, that sadness, that depression, and helps us embrace new possibilities moving forward, especially with emotions, connecting with not just ourselves, but with other people again. So that's what I have for you, Butterfly, and I'll give you over to Nancy.
Um, Butterfly, I was looking for the card that came out for you is the Hag of Holy Stones. And I don't know if you've ever been to the beach and found a hagstone. They have a hole in it, and you can
That's cool.
look through it and see things. And this is what your card says, Butterfly. This is the card of second sight. Grandmother speaks. Through the stone, we see the ghost. In the bone, we feel the most. So often we feel we are lost. We think our vision is clouded and the waters have been too stirred by time to ever settle and clear. In those moments, we look to the wisdom of the holy stone and we see that we are not lost at all. We simply needed a new lens through which to look. What we lacked was not clarity, but focus, a willingness to see just one thing so deeply instead of many things at once. Too much input robs us of our second sight. After all, but if we only look through a small hole in a stone, if we allow the smooth walls of the circle to provide us a boundary we did not know was ours to claim, if we still our bodies and swaddle ourselves in quiet, then we can see so clearly the depth of our magic. Focus your vision now. Trust there is greater understanding to be had from seeing one thing well than many quickly and superficially. Look through the hole in the stone. What do you see? And the morning ritual is a game of stones. Gather your journal and, if you are able, 5 or more small stones to which you have little emotional attachment. Briefly, in a few sentences, describe a transition you are going through at this point in your life. This transition might be marked by much tenderness, or it may feel as simple as breathing. Once you've described the transition, circle as many pertinent words or phrases that you have stones. Favor the nouns, the people, the places, things, the ideas that emerge in your description. Name your stones for these things now. Every stone is named for something you described as integral to your transition. When you feel ready, move your hand over the stones as you would the oracle cards when you want to choose the right message. Look for a subtle shift in vibration. You might close your eyes if you feel that the visual input is influencing your choice. Once you've chosen a stone, recall its name and what it represents. Then gather the other stones and remove them from your field of vision. Focus your gaze on the stone you chose now, breathing and feeling fiercely present. Allow your vision to soften. Become one with this hallowed stone. What do you notice? Are the colors shifting slightly? Are the edges and lines moving? How is this stone changing in the light of your vision? How is this stone changing you? Ponder your transition now. What message does the stone have for you about this meaningful shift you are going through? Reflect on this experience in your journal and keep this stone on your altar for a time, a reminder to allow simplicity to be the vehicle of your intuition. The second card for you, butterfly, is the card of acceptance. And when I look at this, I see your hand and I see the hand of your angel. Complete and total acceptance. You could put the name of your goddess, what is important in your spiritual life is the hand that is reaching down to you with total acceptance. The final card for you is the intuitive heart. Um, and it says on the side, step into your true destiny. And, I feel like a lot of this has to do with intuition and keeping your eye on what's important. Um, Allowing yourself to embrace change and to discover what is truly important in your life. And second sight is such a blessing, and I'm very happy that this card came out for you. And that's what I have for you, butterfly.
Okay, and Butterfly said, "Wow, both readings can so are so powerful, and I understand the deep messages from you, lovely ladies. Thank you both so much. You are welcome, my dear. I love collecting stones on my nature walks.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Lately, for me, it's been acorns.
There you go.
I hold them to my heart and allow myself to feel the energy. Oh, that is beautiful.
Oh, I
Love,
love
love,
that.
love that.
I love that.
And I sit quite often in my tree. You have a tree
Oh
house?
my goodness, Spence.
I'm
Oh my
so
goodness.
jolly. Oh my goodness. I'm so
Yeah.
jealous. How beautiful. And she says, bless you both. Much love. You are welcome, my dear. So our last reading is Pamela. And Pamela, I'm wondering if you have a connection. I know you and Nancy are doing this quest um, thing together with writing, and Nancy was mentioning to me, that like this quest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like an Arthurian quest um, class or workshop that you're following, and I've been seeing that in some of your cards here on and off, and then today it's like wow, and I'm getting another Avalonian connection. And so I'm thinking that this is something that um, you're probably drawn to, and it's coming through again with the messages from Cerridwen. And your card from the Witch's Oracle is Exile, the Exile. And look at that beautiful owl on her shoulder. Love this. And the exile can be self-imposed, or it could be put upon us by other people. But here it says, your question for connection is a holy one. Like a priestess from Avalon, you must greet the fog that shrouds your true home with your soul's song. I read that again. Like a priestess from Avalon, you must greet the fog that shrouds your true home with your soul's song. Only the truest words from your most authentic self can break the spell and clear the fog, revealing the Isle of Apples, your place of belonging. Um, that's beautiful. And she just continues to address that, sometimes we're forced into these exiles where we have to go within and go on that soul search, where we got to go on that quest for that grail. And again, that grail quest, with it being a cup, or a chalice, is this a representation of the goddess. So this quest that you are on continuing, again, you're getting the connections to Avalon right there in your reading. And it told me to look at the bottom card. And hey, Viviani. And the bottom card says Maiden Journey. So I don't know if you have attempted this before, connecting with the Arthurian or Avalonian energies and or goddesses or mythologies or even archetypes. But it says it goes with the maiden journey. So this is a journey you are taking on. I think really for the first time for yourself, you're doing this for yourself spiritually. And your two tarot cards, I love this. It's the Fool, so not being afraid, just going. It's is that that person has that joy for life. So this is bringing out something that's joyful for you. You're having faith in what you're going to discover on this journey. Um, there's a sense of clarity for you moving through. So this is a very joyous, excited card, taking that leap of faith, moving forward into connecting with the spiritual aspect of yourself. And I also got again for you the Two of Wands. And again, typical. It's there's the person standing there holding the world. The world is in your hands. That Two of Wands. You're planning. You're strategizing. You're moving forward with this journey that you are on, and it's right there. Like they said, a lot of times it's right there at your feet. It's in your hands. You can see it, you can visualize it, and you want to manifest it. So that's what I have for you, Pamela. That's awesome. Thank you everybody for letting us read for you today. Nancy and I appreciate that. We appreciate you all.
Okay. I am let's see. Two cards came out of the deck for you. Is Pamela here? I haven't seen her in the chat. I'm wondering. I haven't seen. Have you seen her in a while? She might have. Let me just.
Oh, I know she knew she was going to. I don't, because I don't know. I can see her. She might have had to run off to do something.
Yeah,
But we can always let her, know that she was the last one,
right.
and she can.
Okay. Two cards came out for her, and I'm going to the first one that's on top is the one I'm going to take. It's the card of the Raven's Ritual. Okay, and along with that came the Hag of Wildfire. But I didn't want to read both of them. So wait a minute here. Let me go back to 31. The Raven's ritual is the card of surrender. And it says, grandmother speaks, sometimes, dear child, sometimes we will accept nothing short of sheer anguish to point us towards the changes we must make. Sometimes we find ourselves in the dirt, yet swallowed somehow in an infinite and against all odds trust that we will be well. Sometimes, only sometimes, we cannot help but surrender to this apparent ritual of becoming. Who are we in these moments of sheer surrender? Who are we when our armor, clatters to the ground and we are left with nothing but a penetrating bone deep ache? What in your life right now requires that you retract your claws? What not so sweet release is upon you that feels more like initiation than loss? And the morning ritual is the story of the raven's medicine. Consider the strange bedfellows of surrender, initiation, and that beastly tension arising from an intense journey towards an unknown destination. As this wild day begins, write a short tale of your own becoming using the prompts offered here or others that seem more true. And a few of the prompts are, there were wild days and I set out to uncover. Just when I was about to give up and return to the comfort of my nest, I met an oily feathered raven who showed me. And then the final prompt is forever and always I was now. Excuse me, my voice is going. The cards that I got to go along that was the full moon. It's the card of power. And I think that, along with this card that came out of surrender, that when you completely surrender, you have a certain power. A certain power comes to you because you're not fighting it anymore, And the power of the full moon, and the final card was the worthy heart. You are enough. We all need to realize that we are enough as we are. That's what I have.
All right, and Viviani joined us. It's so good to see you, Viviani.
Hey, Viviani.
And, so maybe Pam had to leave and I didn't see her mention, but we're both on Facebook Messenger and we'll let her know about her lovely reading.
Yeah, I can talk to her and, show her.
And thank you, everybody, again for joining Nancy and I today and for allowing us to read for you. Hope you enjoy your super full moon. And tomorrow's Tuesday, Wednesday.
Get out there and look at it.
Yeah. Well, it's tonight. So Wednesday, I should be on. Hopefully, we'll see with Jackie for our King of Cups. And just a quick shout out to our fellow reader, Selena. She really does a live, I think, on her own. I just got a notification, Essence of the Moon. She's going live at 4:00 my time, which will be 7, I think, your time.
Okay.
So be sure to go over and say hello and meet her as well. And to do all those YouTube things of liking and subscribing and commenting after if possible. And Nancy, you got anything coming up this week with anybody?
I think I'm going to be reading at 7 p.m. tomorrow with Ginger Faye, if everything is okay and going on with her. So, and then let's see.
I miss reading with Ginger.
Yeah, it's lovely to read with her. And then next Sunday I'll be reading with Scott again, 7 p.m. on Sunday.
So she's got her schedule down pat. So
yeah, pretty much, unless it changes.
And Jack says thank you, Heather and Nancy and Chatters. Yes, thank you, everybody.
Oh,
And,
yes. My goodness.
we will see you on our next show. Have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you may
Yes.
be. And we'll see you later. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Mwah.
Mwah.